No sooner does Thomas Heaton show up and the skies improve. Coincidence? I think not.
Come on in. Never seen an adder before. There you go, first wildlife encounter on the Isle of Mull. Oh man.
Poisonous, right?
Yes, but not. You just get a bit of, you might get a bit of swelling. Nothing dangerous.
It's not like king cobra poisonous.
No, not at all. You'd be fine. You just probably get a bit itchy.
So, change of plans. We had to call an audible because, well, the light just started to really suck as we went out towards that part of the island. So we've come up to this side of the island to a place called Grass Point, I believe. And we have this beautiful tree on the side of the hill here. Not only do we have a beautiful tree, but we've also got some ferns that are starting to unfold, along with a bunch of blooming bluebells. So we're gonna try to quickly get a shot before that tree loses its light, because we probably only got a few minutes before that happens. We'll see if we can do this. Kind of makes a cool wide shot, making the tree really tiny. So I think this might be the first time that I've ever been more excited about a tree than Thomas. What I like about this is just how simple it is. It's a very simple image with just this one lone tree on this side hill. And the tree has a really nice shape to it. It's kind of bent over to the left, almost like it's been wind blown all of its life. The hillside has all of these new ferns that are just starting to unfold, and you can see some of the blooming bluebells beneath it all. The way it's silhouetted against the sky, I think, kind of makes it a simple, nice little image. So tonight we've faced some obstacles. First, I fell in a bog. So there's that. That doesn't happen where I come from. These people don't have proper soil. This is my first true experience with what a bog even is. And it turns out you don't want to step in them because it is just nasty and deep. In this case, about knee deep. We went out chasing some trees that we saw in this particular cow pasture, and we thought that we could come away with some kind of backlit tree image. Didn't pan out. We walked a long ways and it was all for naught, and that's when I fell in the bog. All of our interesting cloud structures, they've all moved off towards the east. So we're gonna shoot kind of with the direction of the sun, and we're gonna try to shoot telephoto and really kind of get the last rays of light on those mountains. Problem is, we have a big tanker parked right in front of the very mountains that we are planning on photographing. But after doing a little walking around, I found this nice little scene down below me here. There's a little pool of water kind of mixed in these rocks, and then right next to that pool of water there's this beautiful grouping of flowers. So I think that's going to be my shot for tonight. It's definitely not what I intended on shooting tonight, but it's actually more than I was starting to think I was gonna get. So I'm gonna get set up for that. So I'm really, really happy with how this sky is turning out. I was kind of thinking that we were gonna get skunked, but we have this big ribbon of cloud that is really framing the top portion of my composition nicely. So let me show you what I have going on here. So for this shot, I'm getting down nice and low and trying to maximize the reflections off of this water. By getting lower, you can see that we're really maximizing the reflection of this beautiful cloud. This cloud, like I mentioned, is just in the perfect place for this composition. It's slowly been drifting away from us, but it's providing this perfect ceiling for the shot where it's really framing the top portion of the frame. And then of course, we have this beautiful grouping of wildflowers just off the side. If it wasn't for these wildflowers, this would not be that great of a shot, but the wildflowers saved the day because if it wasn't for this is literally our only cloud. If I look around here, you see there's not much else going on in our sky tonight. It just happens to be in the perfect place. I think it's because I shoot so many wide angle compositions that I'm always drawn to the most interesting skies. So if you look around me 360 degrees, we have nothing for sky this way, but this way, that's where all the drama is. So I'm always trying to find a composition in the direction of the most interesting light. Same is true if we're working with like a backlit foliage situation, anything like that. I'm always trying to find the most interesting light and then find compositions utilizing that light. That's how I discovered this composition. It was really close to being a total bust. I might have already gotten the best shot of the night, but I'm gonna continue to shoot the same composition. Loud birds. So this morning we kind of have the opposite setup that you want as far as clouds go. We have a whole bunch of low hanging clouds low on the horizon and then nothing really up above them. That really limits the kind of focal lengths that you can shoot at, because if I was to shoot with a wide angle lens or tilt up in any way, we're gonna have a whole bunch of big empty sky, and in a shot like this it greatly benefits from a sky. That's probably one of the reasons that I'm not really feeling this particular shot so much. Currently, I'm shooting a little bit wider, trying to include the 3 different ships here, the 3 different boats, trying to utilize what light we are getting back in those clouds. But I think later on, the shots that I have in mind that are a little bit more abstract, a little bit more detail driven, are probably going to be the ones I like better. We'll see, I'll let you guys decide. So all of our clouds have kind of moved off to the side, and because I was really losing my background for that particular composition that I wasn't really attached to anyways, I've moved off to the side, and I'm liking what I'm getting a lot better here because I'm putting the brightest highlights, you know, where the sun is about to rise back behind the boats. I'm putting them right between the 2 frontward boats and framing that interesting light that we have with the bows of these front 2 ships, boats. Ships. Are they ships? Or are they boats? At what point does a boat become a ship? Zooming in way tighter, filling the frame with nothing but boats and light, and I'm liking it way, way more. We have a very dynamic light source. Because it's so dynamic, I'm having to bracket my shots. I'm doing a 3-shot bracket, 3 stops apart on either side. F13, ISO 100, and I'm liking it. I'm kind of surprised that I'm getting a shot, because when I first got here, I was not so sure I was going to get one. now I feel like I'm gonna get one. I'm sensing a theme just because things aren't looking obvious when you first arrive. And the longer you walk around, the more you start to see. Here comes the sun! Sun's coming up, Thomas! Sunstar! So sun is cresting, and that's the thing about sun stars is you want to capture them right when they start to come over the horizon, because that's when they're the most mellow. A partially obscured sun is so much more easy to capture than one that's completely above the horizon and unobscured by anything. So stop down to F16, has a 100, 3-shot bracket, bada bing, bada boom. Beautiful. So for the past few minutes, I've been just wandering around at the 24 to 105 doing some kind of texture abstract type shots. And it's funny because earlier I was almost certain that those were gonna be my favorite shots of the morning. Now that I've shot them, they're definitely not. I think the best shot's definitely, or my favorite shot's definitely going to be the shot we did earlier with the sun star cresting back behind the three ships. But still, I enjoy doing something different for a change. You know, it's always a good thing to mix it up and to do these kind of texture shots. Whether they work out or not, it always puts you in a creative place. But it's been a good day with Thomas. I guess Adam and Gavin show up later today. Who knows what's gonna happen when those two show up. But there's rumors of a big long hike, and that sounds a little bit ominous. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Here are the photos that we got, and we'll see you in the next video.